Hello everyone, and welcome back to this week's segment of The Shield. My name is Joseph.
And I'm Archer.
Starting off this week, we have an exciting story with Dylan.
Dylan has an interview with Abby about musical talent here at Nicolet. Take it away, Dylan.
Nicolet is filled with very many talented people, and one of these talented people is with me today, Abby. Abby has been involved with music from a young age. She plays many instruments, sings, and started writing her own songs in 2021. At Nicolet, she's president of the Tri-M Music Honor Society and served as the concertmaster for the symphonic band. Outside of school, she plays oboe in the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra. Recently, she started an Instagram called Ginger and Rose's Music to post her original songs.
I have been making songs for a while, and I just felt like they deserved to be shared with some people. And I honestly just wanted to see what other people thought of what I had created. Even though it was a little bit scary, I thought I might as well just put myself out there because there wasn't really anything to lose.
Out my window I see a star, she's shining bright. She looks at me and she says to me, honey, you alright? I say I'd be alright if I wasn't so damn lost. She reaches down and she takes my hand, and together we take flight into the night.
Not only did Abby not lose anything, she was able to gain a small following over a short period of time with her powerful lyrics and voice.
A lot of my songs are about pretty personal things. A lot of them are about sort of struggling with anxiety. It was scary to put these songs out there, especially just knowing that, I'd never really had formal vocal training, or I was still learning how to play guitar.
Despite having a small following, Abby continued to work and saw success outside of Instagram.
Even though I only have 150 followers, one of my reels were getting over 1,000 plays, which was crazy to me. Professional account was reaching 1.8K people, and people were just really, really kind, and it seemed like they genuinely loved the music.
Abby's positive feedback only pushed her to work harder. With very diverse music skill set, she's able to use different instruments to incorporate in her music.
I started piano at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music when I was 5. In 5th grade, I started oboe, which has kind of become my principal instrument. I also do a little bit of ukulele. Ukulele is special to me because it's how I first started writing my own songs.
As Abby's musical resume continues to be added to, her goals aren't self-centered. She is very focused on making sure her fans know that they aren't alone.
My goal is, honestly, I want to share my music. I want people to feel a little less alone, and I want them to be able to enjoy what I'm sharing.
For anyone else who's thinking about posting on Instagram or even starting their musical journey, Abby wants you to know.
You have nothing to lose. You really should try, and you should put yourself out there. As long as you're enjoying what you're creating and it's bringing you joy, and the people that care about you are supporting you, it just matters that you love what you're doing.
Thanks, Dylan and Abby. Nicolet will be celebrating World Language Week during this week. We will celebrate by participating in cultural events like collaborative art projects, world language trivia, and cultural dancing will be taking place during enrichment blocks.
It's always important to demonstrate kindness.
You know what? You're right, Joey. So next up, we will have Will demonstrating kindness in a school environment.
Hello, this is Will. Today I'll be talking about kindness. Here are 5 ways you can be kind to each other. Number 1, don't curse at your friends. Number 2, if someone is bullying somebody, stand up and be the taller person and say stop. Number 3, 4, always be kind.
Okay. Thanks, Will. That was great. I now know how to be kind.
Our lunch menu is changing this week for World Language Week. On Monday, we'll have French. Tuesday, we'll have German. On Wednesday, we'll have American. Thursday, we'll have Spanish. And Friday will be Israel. Let's get creative with some art now.
We are celebrating World Language Week by talking about the upcoming collaborative art mural.
So the mural for World Language Week is going to be in the cafeteria. It was hard to find a spot in the building with all the construction where to put it, but we're going to be using 2 of the really big windows in the cafeteria. It's going to be the shape of a bird, and it'll have 2 wings. Each window will have a wing, and the prompt will be learning about cultures lets you soar around the world, and each wing will have various feathers that all the world language students will be filling out. The objective of World Language Week is to gain an understanding and appreciation for cultures, languages around the world. I think in today's day and age of our interconnected society that we have between social media, the internet, but even right here at Nicolet, I think what makes Nicolet so amazing is because we have such a diverse population of languages and backgrounds, and so it's really to gain an appreciation of cultures and kind of bring about that interconnectedness of all of our students and the cultures around the world.
Thanks, Jenna.
Here at Nicolet, the theater department will be performing the Shrek musical on February 29th, March 1st, and March 2nd at 7 p.m., and March 3rd will be at 2 p.m. Get your tickets on the Nicolet website and look for Shrek the Musical.
Lastly, we have an interview with one of our teachers, Miss Walney, talking about how she found her passion and became a teacher.
This is Mrs. Walney. She is one of many great teachers here at Nicolet. But before she became a teacher, she wanted to do something different in her life. Things changed for her and eventually found her path going down to become a high school teacher. This is the story of Mrs. Walney.
So I think one thing that makes me unique as a teacher is that I actually didn't want to become a teacher. I was in college to be a nurse when I took a trip to New Orleans and saw a bunch of high school students working with our unhoused population. And it kind of drew my attention to the fact that teens and youth were change agents. And it's what kind of ignited me to rethink my career path. That, along with the fact that I grew up around books my whole life with my mom having been a librarian. So I did change my major and redirect my path to being a high school English teacher, although it kind of added a little extra time into my college path.
Mrs. Walney leaves us with a little bit of advice that she thinks we should all take away from this in the end.
One, I would say that just be flexible, because you might think you know what you want to do in your future, and sometimes it reveals itself to you. And 2, do what makes you happy. It's not always about the dollar amount that you think may or may not be at the end.
And with that, we come to a conclusion.
Thank you all for joining us this week.
And we hope to see you next time on The Shield.
The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please.